first off, congrats to UMass. For them to really turn it up these last few weeks of the CAA and earn an opportunity to compete for the championship today. You saw what that team is made of. You saw a great effort from them today. And just hats off to Coach Canella and his crew for a really strong season. But I couldn't be more proud and more proud of these guys for earning the championship today. And more honored to be able to share a locker room with them and share the practice field with them every day and watch them compete on game day for each other. Through the season we've had a lot of turbulence, but these guys have done a great job continuing to stay focused, especially this environment with 2 games in 3 days with only a few O-middies and only running a few D guys. They just did a terrific job, managing the games and obviously earning 2 great wins and beating a tough UMass team today for the championship.
Questions for student athletes?
Matt, can you talk about defensively? What were you guys able to do against UMass?
Sure. I think that it starts with our rope defensive unit, right? I'm almost spoiled in the net. I never see offensive middies having their hands free on shots. So I thought Z, Jack, and Mays just did an excellent job again today, staying in shooters' hands. Almost every time it felt like in the first half I was seeing a shot, the midfielder or the attackman was fading away from the net, and that gives me a huge advantage because it takes a lot of speed off the ball, and then they're getting pushed out farther away from the net, so I have longer time to react. And then we just like to stick to our typical formula, win a lot of face-offs, make some saves, and clear the ball the first time, right? And when we do that, we hardly see that many shots throughout the game. So it makes the game really manageable from a defensive standpoint and specifically from a goalie standpoint.
Do you take a lot of pride in the fact that as a defense you have given up 10 goals to CA for all this year?
I haven't thought about it. I just kind of work on what I try to do is just limit myself to 2 goals a quarter and just kind of break the game up in that aspect. And so I'm just constantly focused on making the game smaller and smaller aspects of it, right? So I just focus on 2 goals a quarter, keeping under that. I feel very confident in our offense that they'll score more than 8 goals throughout the game. And then that kind of just settles me down in the cage and gives me smaller goals to break up the game, smaller tasks throughout the game to kind of break it up and make it more manageable from my end.
Zach, how about you?
We've been playing well all year. I don't think we look to say, hey, we're not going to give up 10 goals this game, but just our defense has been putting in the work each week, and everybody's been playing well and always been stepping up, and it's just been great to see everybody work together.
What goes into the success for your particular unit, defensive midfield? Coach Canella said, and I agree, that you're the best unit in the country when it comes to that. What's that communication like? What goes into your guys' preparation to come out, and especially on a 2-day turnaround this week?
Yeah, everybody's a little bumped up right now, but playing with Jack and Mays has been an honor for me. They're 4-year guys. I'm a sophomore, but I've learned everything from those two. Watching those two play is unreal. Starting with Mays, just a great long pole midi, and then Jack just teaching everything he taught me throughout the season, last season, has just been great.
What makes the 3 of you so successful?
Just communicating. I think since we can talk to each other, we always talk to each other. If we're on the field, off the field, we look up our matchups. It's just one of those things we just communicate to each other. So I think that's huge for us.
I think they also push each other. What you don't see every day in practice is when Jack's playing great and learning new stuff like that. You're kind of typical move you guys do. You guys learn that from each other almost and keep getting better by pushing each other every day and setting that bar so high. Jack is such an unbelievable leader, and when he brought Z under his wing last year, you guys both just elevate each other's games, and then just giving kind of Tyler the green light whenever he wants to go attack a guy, and how crazy successful he is at taking the ball away. No offensive middies really just want to dodge us, so it's good.
And Zach, you do have the green light to score.
Yeah, I think I do most of the time. I know I need to cut down on some of the 15-yard shots, but
Exactly, most teams try to attack the short sticks. Do you and Jack sort of take that personally?
yeah, we've seen, like, during the beginning of the season, we didn't see as much, like, as we thought we were, and then once we got in the CA, they started attacking us more. But we know if we get beat, we have the guys behind us that'll help us, and Hoyt in the goal is just always there. So I think we don't really take it personal, but we know if we have to dig in that game.
And we didn't practice yesterday due to the weather, so everything was film. Fortunately, we had a little bit more of an experienced group at the defensive midfield, those close guys. I was a little worried coming into the game, not at least just getting on the field and walking through some things. But we trusted those guys with the film prep with it. And those guys understood their opponent. They understood the individual matchups. They understood what UMass really tries to do and likes to do. It just wasn't the close defense and the defensive unit. It was the middies and our face-off guys as well. UMass is extremely successful in transition. They get out from their defensive end to the offensive end, and we are only really running 4, maybe 5 middies today at times offensively. And we told those guys, we have to get back in the hole. We have to defend because they do a terrific job of generating offense in transition. So, and we did that. And I think that really stalled, a lot of their quick hitters. Once we play 6-on-6, you get the right personnel out there. We feel pretty confident in that defensively.
Coach, any offensive adjustments or things you're going to look to enforce with your team going into the NCAA tournament?
I feel like the biggest thing for us is really just being better shooters. We're generating opportunities. I thought we were a little stagnant at times today with our dodging. We weren't crisp. Our ball movement wasn't crisp. Might have been the second game in 3 days. I can't put my finger on it. We're a little thin at the midfield. But I feel like we're not capitalizing as much as we could be in our shots. I know on Thursday their goalie had 18 saves. We had a ton of shots, and we came away with whatever it was, 8 goals or whatever. We need to be better there. We need to be more productive when we have opportunities like Alex has given us with more possession. But they're working. Like I said, in the past 2 weeks, we've had 2 of our top 6 offensive middies go down with injury. One's not returning. The other guy, didn't even play on Thursday. Bolowicki played today sparingly. So it's, we're thin, but they're giving us everything they got.
Coach, Woodall's performance today, 8 for 16, Battle is a really good guy. But when we look at his stats through the game, he starts 1 for 5 and it's 3 for 5. What was the key for him getting better?
I think he just had to settle down a little bit. I think Rack in the CAA was his toughest opponent. Just with watching film and talking with Alex, even after the UMass game, Rack didn't get in his head, but he knew he was challenged, and he wanted to understand how to be better at that. So I think he just needed to settle down a little bit, get in a little better groove. Our wings didn't help initially because he was able to control the ball back, and we didn't do a good job earning the ball the first couple of face-offs. But he settled down, and just we decided to kind of keep it more in-house at times. Keep it to himself, not allow the wings to get into the mix. One, because we're running Tyler Young and Zach and Wiley out there, and we didn't want to burn those guys as much as we wanted to. So if Alex could keep it to himself, that was a little bit more of the game plan. And I'm not surprised at the stats today because I think Rack's really talented too, and those guys are they look like it'd be middle linebackers for any NFL team. So that was a true battle.
Shawn, Greg said that your rope unit is none better in the country. Would you agree this year?
I love the guys. I love our guys. There's no doubt about it. Not really seeing or paying attention to too many other units out there. Again, I can agree with them with what I've seen so far.